It's all about the animals. It's providing a place for the homeless, for those that no one else wants, for those that are lost and injured, a place for them to come.
America is a nation of pet lovers. We share our homes and our lives with an estimated 150 million cats and dogs. Most of us have personally experienced the extraordinary joy of a loving pet's companionship, our four-legged, faithful friends. But our great love of pets comes with the great responsibility of caring for them. An estimated 7 million homeless cats and dogs enter U.S. animal shelters each year. In our community alone, Jackson County Animal Care and Control, the area's largest animal shelter, receives approximately 7,500 stray and surrendered cats and dogs each year.
I Will Carry for Always is a morning coming to work, finding a box full of black lab puppies at the gate. We opened. They ended up having parvo, and every one of them had to be euthanized. And looking in those puppies' eyes when you're putting them down, it really made me go through an experience of not liking mankind very much. You know, just angry at people. How dare they do this to such wonderful creatures?
Jackson County Animal Care and Control is the only animal shelter in our community that accepts both strays and surrendered pets. The shelter's dedicated staff, supported by a corps of devoted volunteers, work tirelessly to help pets who have nowhere else to go and no one else to help them. Each year, U.S. shelters euthanize 3 to 4 million homeless pets.
Those things that we try to not let them know what's happening, huh? Yeah, it's not their fault. All right, sweetie. So very personal. So sweet. Oh, hello.
Jackson County Animal Care and Control is the leading pet adoption agency in Southern Oregon.
Hi.
Finding homes for approximately 1,500 cats and dogs each year. Senza Yeager and Joe Collins are two of those adopters.
Stitch was found by a BLM officer in the woods, and he had been ripped up by a predator pretty badly. He brought him here to the shelter, and they decided to use the medical funds to pay for his recovery, and he had ended up having 62 stitches, which is why his name is Stitch.
I was volunteering at the shelter. I would walk different dogs, and he was just so sweet and just very, very friendly. And so we just took him home temporarily for a few days, but ended up falling in love with him.
I woke up one morning and my mom brought him in with a big red bow on. Well, I think he's just been a really great friend, and we go on walks and play together.
Sally Melton.
Yeah, I've adopted lots of animals from the animal shelter, and as good of friends as I have, they don't hang out at 10 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, you know? So he's here all the time. I think he's just that faithful friend. He makes me laugh. If I need to cry, he's there. He'll just come right over and I can just hold on to him.
Look at Stitch. The volunteers really, they make all the difference to these animals. If they weren't here, they wouldn't be getting walks and they wouldn't be getting socialized.
Friends of the Animal Shelter are volunteers working with Jackson County Animal Care and Control to provide tender, loving care for the shelter's pets and to help find permanent, loving homes for them.
We have a volunteer program, and we have public that comes in and volunteers to help with the needs of the animals here in the shelter. They come in and walk dogs. They help with the cat rooms and petting, grooming, taking care of the cats.
Dogs here at about 40,000 cycles per second. Cats here at 100,000 cycles per second.
Our policy is that any animal that is adoptable will stay at the shelter as long as it remains so, that it will not be euthanized until it finds a home.
More than 100 volunteers walk dogs, groom cats, counsel potential adopters, promote spay and neuter, and much more. Julia Roop has been volunteering at the shelter for more than 10 years. In that time, she's walked dogs, fostered litters of kittens, edited the newsletter, coordinated fundraisers, served on the board of directors, and much more.
All of the volunteers are there because they love animals, obviously. These volunteers are unique, I think, because when you care so much about an animal, it's also very difficult to see them in a cage and to want so much for them to find a home, but to know you can't bring them all home. And it wasn't until we decided to adopt a dog and I spent time at the shelter that all of a sudden I just had awakened this passion for dogs. And I remember visiting family and I would like want to show a picture of my dog as much as I'd want to show a picture of my kids. Oops. I don't know if you can really call it singing, but this is what he does. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
I've been working with the shelter for years now and offering free advice to people who call in who have adopted dogs. And if I can prevent just one dog from going back to the shelter, it's worth it to me.
But between the 4 officers, we usually end up bringing in at least 10 dogs a day, all in various different conditions, some healthy, many of them not. The shelter staff, they do really good at revitalizing dogs, making them healthy, cleaning them up, make them presentable to the public, which makes them really adoptable for new homes. I've been doing this job for almost 26 years, and I couldn't ask for a better job. I love helping the animals, and I like the public.
Yeah, we saved her from being abandoned and picked her up and just wanted to look at her, and she hugged me around the neck and wouldn't let go, and so we brought her home after 4 years of my family bugging me for a dog, and I kept saying no. So we have a dog now.
Resistant to rabies, and there's a cancer associated with the rabies vaccine in cats. So I just don't like it unless it's a really high risk, you know. Okay, so let's just do these 2 then. Okay, great.
Good boy, good job.
In my 21 years here, there are thousands upon thousands of happy endings. There truly are. I couldn't stay here doing this if it wasn't for those happy moments, those stories. We have a picture wall out in our front office that's just filled with happy endings, people who sent us letters and notes talking about how a pet's affected their lives and brought love and joy and really an additional really high point to their family. So that's a very positive thing that we get on a regular basis.
The homeless pets of Jackson County Animal Care and Control need your help. There are many ways you can help, including supporting the shelter's programs with a donation, volunteering to help care for shelter pets, adopting instead of buying your pets, and having your pets spay or neutered. Together, we can make a difference and end pet overpopulation in our community.